What's up, everyone? Welcome to the December 14th edition of DraftKings Tournament Plays brought to you by BetMGM. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoney DFS. We have a 10-game NBA slate to look at tonight. As always, we're going to go through the top 5 tournament options as things currently stand using the Boom Bust tool on the Stokastic.com website. But first, click the link in the description below, sign up, place a deposit on BetMGM, and place a real money wager to receive a risk-free first bet up to $1,000. Take advantage of this offer. Lose your first bet, get reimbursed in free bets. You get 2 shots at it, basically. Take advantage. Click the link below. Now, as a reminder, we do have 10 games today. There is a lot of injury news, more than usual. So things are almost definitely going to change between now and lock. Be sure to tune into the Deeper Dive and Live Before Lock shows starting at 4:45 p.m. Eastern on the Stokastic YouTube channel. But with the way things look right now, starting at number 5, Paul George is projected for 11% ownership. He has an 11% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Shooting guard and small forward eligibility for George tonight against Minnesota, and he's $9,500. Number 4, Gorgui Dieng, 3K flat, projected for 8% ownership with a 12% chance of being in the optimal lineup tonight against the Blazers. Dieng is center only on DraftKings. Jakob Poeltl is out for the Spurs. Zach Collins also not expected to play. So it's likely that we see Charles Bassey start at center with Gorgui Dieng backing him up. If we start to lose some of the other questionable players on the Spurs, it makes it even more likely that you get close to 48 minutes from Bassey and Dieng combined. But one way or the other, it is likely that you're going to get, at least mid-teens in minutes from Gorgui Dieng, and that's enough to make him interesting at low ownership and the minimum. If he were to start ahead of Charles Bassey, his ownership obviously is going to come up, but you can also throw a few more minutes onto his projection to make him look a little bit better. Number 3, Pascal Siakam, 12% projected ownership, 12% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Siakam is power forward and center eligible at $10,500. That price tag is rising, but he is also back to playing his normal minutes. You can typically count on him to play 38 plus in competitive games. And we have a favorable matchup tonight against the Sacramento Kings. It is a back-to-back for the Kings, so there is some blowout risk. But at the same time, it's only a 5-point spread in favor of the Raptors. We can expect pretty close to full minutes from Siakam. Number 2, going back to the Spurs front court, Charles Bassey, just $4,100, projected for 24% ownership with a 26% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Bassey, like Dieng, is also just center eligible. If he starts, I expect him to play into the mid to upper 20s. He's averaged about 1.15 DraftKings points per minute this season. And number 1, going back to a popular option, Bogdanovic, 40% projected ownership, 42% chance of being in the optimal lineup. It's just very difficult to get away from him at this $5,000 price tag on DraftKings, especially because he has shooting guard and small forward eligibility. DeJounte Murray remains out for the Hawks. We saw Bogdanovic play about 34 minutes in regulation 2 games ago. He played about 35 or 36 minutes in overtime last game. So clearly the minutes restriction that they've referred to is not real. I think that you can expect upper 20s, maybe 30 minutes from Bogdanovic in regulation. Obviously, he can play more than that, but I think it's a good projection. But even at that, 30-minute mark, which could be low, he's just going to look like a really, really good option here. Overall this season, he's averaged 1 DraftKings point per minute. On top of that, Trae Young is questionable for this game. If he's out, Bogdanovic will look even better. So to recap, the top 5 tournament options on DraftKings as things currently stand. Number 5, Paul George. Number 4, Gorgui Dieng. Number 3, Pascal Siakam. Number 2, Charles Bassey. And number 1, Bogdanovic.